Hey guys, what's up? I am back with a brand new video and it's time to do a speed test comparison between the Infinix 0X Neo versus the Infinix 08i, and the Infinix 08i is powered by Mediatek Helio G90T chipset with 8 GB of RAM, while the Infinix 0X Neo is powered by Mediatek Helio G95 chipset with 8 GB of RAM as well. On the back we have quad cameras on the Infinix 08i, while on the 0X Neo we have triple cameras on the back. We have a 48 megapixel main camera on both phones. We have optical image separation on the 0X Neo. Also we have 8 megapixel ultra wide. We also have a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, while on the 0X Neo we have a 8 megapixel telephoto lens which give you a 3x optical zoom. Lastly, we have a 2 megapixel depth sensor. On the front we have 16 megapixel main camera on both phones. Also we have a 8 megapixel ultra wide on the front. On the 08i on the bottom we have headphone jack on both phones, and both phones also has a dual speakers. So in this video I'm gonna show you how much a difference between a 0X Neo versus the Infinix 08i in apps opening speed as well as in the boot up test. Also the back, it is made up of plastic of the 0X Neo, while on the 0X Neo we have a leather type finish on the back. Also the sides, it is made up of plastic as well, and both phones also has a side mounted fingerprint scanner. So now let's quickly boot both of these phones up at the same time. Now let's see which one is going to be the fastest one. Here we go. And the logo is came up first on the 08i as compared to the 0X Neo. Also we have Android 11 on the 0X Neo versus Android 10 on the 08i. XOS on both phones looks like, and you can see, and the 08i more faster when it comes to booting up, while the 0X Neo, it is also right behind there, about 1 or 2 second difference between these two devices when it comes to booting up. Now let's talk about the displays between these two devices. We have a 6.7-inch Full HD IPS LCD display with 90Hz refresh rate, while on the Infinix 08i we have 6.8-inch Full HD IPS LCD display with 90Hz refresh rate, and both phones also has a punch hole. We have a dual front-facing camera inside this punch hole on the 08i versus a single front-facing camera on the 0X Neo. Looks much better as compared to the 08i. Everything's closed up in the background, no application is running in the background. Now let's check out phone dialer. That is very similar on both phones. Let's see settings. That is also very similar on both phones. Now let's go my phone, and you can see Android 11 versus Android 10, and the UI looks very similar on both phones. Again, we have a 4500 mAh battery size on the 08i versus a 5000 mAh battery size on the 0X Neo. Again, we have 18 watt fast charging versus a 33 watt fast charging on the 08i. Now check out some more application like Amazon shopping. Again, we have a Mediatek Helio G90T versus G95, little bit more faster on the 0X Neo. Now let's see the scrolling. That is very smooth on both phones, 90Hz refresh rate, no lag whatsoever. Now let's see some games application. Exactly the same on both phones. So here is the speakers of the 0X Neo max volume, and you can see. So now let's see the speakers on the 08i, and I feel that on the speakers it is little bit more better on the 08i as compared to the 0X Neo. Also the power button of the 0X Neo, it is not as responsive as the 08i. Now let's see Instagram on both phones, faster on the 08i, and you can see an animation also improve a lot on the new Infinix 0X Neo because we have new Android 11. Let's see Snapchat, a little more faster on the 08i, and you can see, look at the animation. Let's see Spotify, faster on the 08i. Now let's see Pinout. The Pinout again, a little bit more faster on the 08i, so that's really surprising. Now let's see Subway Surfer, and the Subway Surfer again more faster on the 08i, so that's really surprising. 08i, it is more faster there. Now let's see Temple 2 on both phones, and again looks faster on the 08i. Also, we don't have the loading menu, and you can see the application is automatically crash on the 08i. I don't know why. Now let's open the PUBG Mobile on both phones and launching at the same time. Last game application we have in this speed test. Again we have a Mediatek Helio G95 versus the Mediatek Helio G90T. Little more faster on the 0x Neo. Yes, little bit more faster on the 0x Neo. I will say it is exactly the same on both phones. So now let's opening up the tutor, and the tutor faster on the 08i. Now let's open Zedge, and the Zedge little bit more faster on the 0x Neo as compared to the 08i. Now let's see the scrolling, and again very smooth on both phones, 90Hz refresh rate. So last I'm launching the cameras on both phones, default camera app. Now let's see that which one is going to be the fastest one, and exactly the same on both phones. Again no ultra wide lens on the 0x Neo. Also we have a 5x optical zoom on this phone, which is not really available on the 08i. Also we have ultra wide on the 08i. Now let's see internet browser speed. I am seeing to fall Google Chrome on both phones. Now let's open the wikipedia.org. That is very similar on both phones. Now let's see the scrolling. In the start I see little bit lag, but after some time really smooth on both phones. So now let's open this English, and again very similar on both phones. Let's see the scrolling, very smooth, 90Hz refresh rate makes everything more smoother as compared to 60Hz refresh rate. Next on the list is the apple.com. Faster on the 08i as compared to the 0x Neo. Let's see the scrolling, again very smooth on both phones, 90Hz refresh rate. Guys, now let's do RAM management on both phones, and both phones has 8GB of RAM. Now let's see that who's performed good in the RAM management. Now let's see phone dialer, that is seems like refresh, Amazon shopping, and that card refresh on both phones. Let's see Candy Crush Saga, refresh, Instagram, that is only refresh on the 08i. Let's see Snapchat, that is seems like refresh. Now let's see Spotify, refresh. Now let's see Pinout, refresh. Let's see Subway Surfer, refresh on both phones. Now let's see Temper 2, the Temper 2 refresh on both phones. So the RAM management it is really bad on both phones. Now let's see PUBG Mobile, that is not refresh on both phones. Now let's opening up the router, that is also not refresh. Zedge, that is seems like refresh. Yes, it is refresh. Last, we're back to the internet browser where we left, and you can see, and guys, overall I have to say regarding the app's opening speed, as you can see that in the Infinix 0x Neo is perform more faster as compared to the Infinix 0x Neo in the game app loading time as well as in system based application. But I would say that in the PUBG Mobile the Infinix 0x Neo is perform more faster, so which means that in heavy tasks the Infinix 0x Neo is perform more faster as compared to the Infinix 08i. Only the heavy task I would say that in terms of the RAM wise, and the Infinix 0x Neo as well as the 08i in both phones is perform very bad in the RAM management, no improvement over the 08i. So that's about it, and thank you so much for watching this speed test comparison between the Infinix 0x Neo versus the Infinix 08i. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel for daily tech videos, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.